Hello and welcome to Behind the Plastic, show where toy photographers talk to toy photographers about toy photography. I'm Zach. This is Jay. That's Sully. Anybody want to say hello?
Hello.
Jay, how come you don't like saying hello?
I don't know, bro. It's almost become a shtick.
I know it's getting a little old.
So cliche.
Okay, fine.
Say hello when somebody says say hello.
Should I stop saying it? Say hello?
No.
Are you going to start saying hello?
I'll switch it up. I'll come up with a different shtick.
All right.
Let's say hello to our next guest.
Yeah, let's do it.
Our next guest is another co-host from Figuratively Speaking on YouTube and an amazingly artistic individual. Please welcome Arsun Fist.
Awesome!
Yo. What up?
Welcome
What up?
to the
Did you hear
show.
that? No.
Yes, I heard the finger. Yes.
You gotta get it
What's
closer to
going
the
on?
microphone, Jay.
What's
Arsun,
going on, fellas?
thank you for coming, man. What a
Oh, my
pleasure to
pleasure,
have you
man.
here. You know how it works? 12 minutes. Let's get this thing going.
Let's go.
So, tell us, who is Arsun Fist?
Let's
D'Angelo.
see. First name D'Angelo, just to put that out there. You know, D for short. Arsun Fist. All of the above is cool with me. I am a Pisces through and through. Hip hop lover, toy collector, comic book hoarder, I should say. I got like 6 boxes underneath my feet right now. It's really crazy. And let's see, video game junkie too, man. I'm just a Renaissance nerd, man. Like I do all things nerdy. I was the kid that got laughed at, and now I'm the kid that people want to be around. So it's, I never stop being me. You know what I'm saying? Always repping.
Oh, I love hearing that.
D'Angelo, I'm not gonna ask you how it feels, but I'm gonna ask you. So you said you being you in your music in Magic. We've talked about Magic a couple of times, right?
Yes,
Please,
yes.
everyone, listen to Magic by Arsun Fist. It's fucking phenomenal. Towards the end of the song and the beginning of the song, you do mention that be you.
Right.
So what does that mean to you to be you?
Standing in my truth, right? And my truth is that I love anime. I love toys. I love
What a
comics, I love
nerd.
video. It's like
Nerd.
it's interesting because when you get to a certain age, like I'm 46, right? And like that's the stigma for some people. They don't want to tell you how old they are, right?
Yeah.
But no, I'm proud of that. You know what I'm saying? Like standing in that truth. It's like I've been your age. You have not been mine. Not a lot of people can say that. You can only say that to people who are younger than you, right? Like it's really crazy, man. So being me is just that. Like I'm authentically myself. Like I never stop doing the things that bring me joy. And I feel like if more people did that, man, we wouldn't be so stuck in the mud sometimes, man. I feel like the world would be a better place if we just were, more free with what we like to do, within reason. You don't want to indulge on no crazy habits, but like, if I want to buy a fig, I'm gonna buy a fig. Like,
Sadly,
Well,
go Sully.
I do have a question for you. I know that you have gone through some heavy stuff in your life. And maybe for people that are going through some of the same things that you might be going through right now or have been like, first, if it's okay if you can tell your story and then just like how positive you are getting through this.
Oh man, for sure. So in 2019, literally months before COVID hit, I was diagnosed with stage 4 T-cell lymphoma. Had a tumor on my spine, had a tumor in my stomach, and I had some lesions at the base of my spine. I lost the ability to walk at one point. I was I went from a cane, the little tripod cane, then I had a full-fledged walker. It just got progressively worse, right? It took like 4 months to figure out what the cancer was, but then treatment was another 6 months. So I went into full remission at January 2020. So then I had to do a stem cell transplant, took the stem cell transplant March 20th of 2020, which was literally the week of the COVID lockdowns.
Wow.
So I had to spend 100 days in a hospital. Because I
wow.
was immune compromised. I couldn't go anywhere, and the only person that was allowed to visit me was my caretaker, who I had listed as my wife. Like my parents couldn't even come see me,
Wow.
Wow.
So the 100 days, like me walking out, it felt so crazy, like
Oh my
the
God.
rain hit me, the wind hit different, the smells hit different, like, but it was a
Right.
ghost town, like, because it was COVID, so I had no idea what was going on. It was
You
a
didn't know what the
wild,
world was.
yeah, it was a wild time, man. It was a wild time. But I'm grateful to say that I'm in remission still. But it's going to take another 2 years before I clinically can ring the bell and have the 5 years, cancer free. But the stem cell transplant basically boosted me, because now my chances of going into relapse are in the single digits, if zero, per my oncologist, So
Hey guys, there's no way you're gonna feel sorry for me when I say I've spent 3 days in the hospital.
No.
All my pity
No.
for you is gone.
Sorry,
Yeah,
D'Angelo's, his morale through the whole thing beat your 3 days. Because your positive attitude, I think, is what's been helping you get into remission.
Yeah, man, forward is life, like as soon as I got the diagnosis, I was like, fuck that. It's not the end of me, I'm going to beat this, whatever
Right.
I have to do, I'm going to do it, and
Amazing.
one of
It
my
kind of lit a
friends,
fire.
yeah, it did, because like, my wife basically told me if I would have transitioned, all she would have had was the gram. So I was like, you know what? That can't suffice. Like, so I gotta print stuff, I gotta go out, sell merch, I gotta write a book, I gotta do a photo book. Like, one of my dreams is to have what we do recognized in like these big art galleries, like legit,
Yes.
like, so I was able to get residency at the Cork Museum in Jacksonville, and I have my work, my toy photography is on display.
Whoa.
So,
Awesome.
I'm trying to do what we do, just bring other people into it, that are like, with the ascots and the pipes and looking at abstract paintings. And then there's this figure of Hulk, and they're like, oh, face paint. No, that's an actual toy, man.
Yeah.
So like having those conversations with people is really cool,
I
so
bet.
like,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, you can actually say what your thing is instead of like some, like mustache. And again, I'm gonna say it, mustache twirler, right? You're like, yes, this can be a square, it could be a dog, it could be whatever you choose.
Right,
Like,
right.
the
I know, that's Thor.
Exactly.
Oh, well, that should take us right into looking at one of your amazing
Yes.
works
Oh,
of
man.
art.
Appreciate it.
Here we go. Let's twirl our mustaches and talk about this masterpiece.
Yes.
D'Angelo, tell us about this work of art. It is, well, first let me talk about it, because I want to say this is gorgeous. And I mean, just picture perfect. I don't know how you captured this like perfect water like creation, but you did, and it just works perfectly. Tell me about it.
All right. So Zangief was my first Storm collectible figure ever, right? So when I got Zangief, I was like, oh, he's kind of out of scale with everything else that I have. So let me get another Storm. And that was Balrog. So then I was like, what pose do I want? And you have to do the classic suplex.
Mhm.
Like you got to, right? So it took a while to set up, but once I was able to get the figure posed just right, because like there's one chopstick running underneath Zangief. I use a lot of chopsticks when I instead of like stands. It's just
Yeah.
easier for me to crop out sometimes. But
Okay.
I used one chopstick for this shot, and it took a while, a lot of wasted water to get it just right, but this was like maybe 70 shots to get this one.
Oh my God. Okay, so first of all, how did you decide to do this in water as opposed to just like in a diorama?
Because that's what I've always seen. Like when I watch other artists create with the Street Fighter characters, they're usually in like a urban environment. Rarely do you see like a jungle fight or like an all dirt fight. Then I was like, well, a water fight would be cool because it conveys movement so well, right?
Yeah.
And like Zangief's, like, again, his movements are so strong. Like, I felt like it would be dope to try it with water.
Yeah. Well, you made the right decision. And what is this in? Is this like a little bird bath or like a bucket or what?
Yeah, I have it's like a concrete slab that's kind of concaved. So like I can kind of just make a pool,
Okay.
outside. And it's really cool. It took me a while to like trial and error. Like my backyard is filled with potholes. Like you see chopsticks everywhere where I had something set up. Yeah, thank my wife, man. She doesn't beat me up. But yeah, the backyard's a hot mess.
That's all right. Are you interested in the Jada line? Because man, like I think they're blowing it out of the water, man.
Yes, I actually I want to get that Fei Long because I think he would pair well with a Storm Collectible Street Fighter fig, and like the Ryu and Ken. I think because E Honda, Balrog, Zangief, those are like hulking figures, right? Yeah. So like I think they would pair well with Jada Toys for sure.
So, but before we get to the hot seat, how'd you get that water to explode?
Compressed air.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah. I use those things that people use to clean keyboards out.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Perfect, man. Oh, I love that shot. And you know what? It's time for this or that.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, I think you actually just answered my first question, but is it pronounced Ryu or Ryu?
I want to say Ryu.
Yeah. It sounds like you won't get made fun of if you pronounce it that way. So
yeah.
Tupac or Biggie?
Oh man, I'm gonna start a fight with this one, but I'm gonna say Pac.
All right.
Yeah.
Pac. Marvel or DC?
Childhood is attached to Marvel. Gotta go Marvel.
Mini golf or go-karts?
Go-karts. That's easy.
Yeah.
Nas or Jay-Z?
Oh, you're killing me.
Man, he is brutal.
No, I'm gonna go with Nas, man. Actually, yeah. I'm gonna go with Nas. Yeah. Rewind is one of my top songs of all time.
It's and for you non-hip-hop people, he literally wrote the song and it goes like backwards. Like
he told the story backwards.
Like coming back from somebody into the gun.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. He wrote the song backwards.
I feel you, D.
Oh.
Yeah.
Would you rather go out or stay in?
Stay in, introvert all day.
Okay, so movie theaters or stream at home?
Depends on what the movie is, but stream at home.
I'm sorry, man. Toy photography or making music. You can only do one.
Oh, he always does people dirty.
No, music. I mean, music is my lifeblood. Like, yeah, music.
Star Trek or Star Wars?
Star Trek all day. You don't see Voyager figs in the back.
I saw that. Hey, boys, that's all the time we have. Thank you so much for coming on.